and go out. And John wrapped things up. And Cardiff got very teary-eyed by what happened after I left. And John gave his final goodbyes to the Dabbleverse.
And this might have been my Field of Dreams moment with stuttering.
Here's John again leaving the internet. One more time.
Gone.
You got teary-eyed.
I did.
Wow.
I did. This was like made me realize this is a human being we've been tormenting for 2.5 years now. This was finally, after all this time, this is the first time he's appeared human to me.
All right. So then Cardiff actually plays that video of how we wrapped up the show. And I apologize for Cardiff's audio. It sucks. Sucks balls. Let's chat about it tomorrow.
All right, I'll see you.
All right, see you.
All right, Carl Hamburger.
Now, I want to point out this is about 8:30 at night. Because John has no lights in his house, he literally, his green screen started failing halfway through, and it just went dark because he has no light fixtures at all.
Classic.
And I said, can you turn on the light? He goes, no, it's behind the green screen. Could you position yourself in a different way so that the light is in front of you?
Nope.
All right.
Why do they podcast? And I'll just read these last two and I'll get the fuck out of here and watch the Yankees. Dang, was it $2? John, you're as great as the wall. I know.
He has the same
Love
color
the
as the
Civil
wall.
War, Confederate General. Look, you Poland, John. Keep it up. Hey, look, I love you all. Thanks for the super chats. I realize that you're all Carl fans. A lot of you are Carl fans. But it's been a pleasure to be here. And I don't really care about, who.
He freezes up a lot. I have the same Wi-Fi company, so.
Hurrah. And I'm done with all of this. This was my swan song.
Oh, no.
I hope you all enjoyed it. And now I will go watch the Yankees and just bid you all a farewell. And this is Stuttering John saying thank you.
Goodbye again, douchebag.
I appreciate you all. And that's it.
Except for.
This is Stuttering John saying
Did I oversell it, OJ?
All right. So that was Cardiff saying how sad it was, the way that John left the show.
Right, it said Brooks was here on the wall behind him. There's a noose hanging down.
Well, yeah, it did seem like a suicide note. Cardiff, do you still feel sad about this? Uh-oh, he's muted. Hold on, Cardiff. Let me unmute you. Oh, you're muted on your end.
I guess there's no room for an old
hello?
Stuttering John
Hello?
in this world.
Hello. Yes, it was. I still feel it was a haunting moment.
Yes.
But John is okay. It was shot beautifully. His NYU film school definitely
You're right.
paid off.
It did pay
last
off.
night.
So it's funny.
It's a camera action, right? That's what that's how it goes.
Right, no lights.
Yeah, literally film noir.
So Cardiff then talks about how John seemed sober and like a real person, and then so he's going on. This is an hour into Cardiff's wrap-up show, and he's going, yeah, John, he actually had his shit together. He was being coherent, and then this happens.
I don't think so.
How would you want a sharp cookie? Cut your tongue.
Yeah, it doesn't. Or maybe.
Holy shit. Thank you, Mike Kowalczyk. Stuttering John Melendez, how are you, sir?
No way. Wow, I'm honored, John.
Stuttering John Melendez is here. How are you, sir? Well,
Just 1 hour later. It's funny.
It's a camera action, right? That's what that's how it goes.
Right, no lights.
Yeah, literally film noir.
So Cardiff then talks about how John seemed sober and like a real person, and then so he's going on. This is an hour into Cardiff's wrap-up show, and he's going, yeah, John, he actually had his shit together. He was being coherent, and then this happens.
I don't think so.
how would you want a sharp cookie? Cut your tongue.
Yeah, it doesn't. Or maybe.
Holy shit. Thank you, Mike
Knockout.
Kowalczyk. Stuttering John Melendez, how are you, sir?
No way. Wow, I'm honored, John.
Stuttering John Melendez is here. How are you, sir? Welcome to the show.
I'm good. Did you enjoy my show today?
Just 1 hour later,
Drunk fool.
John is shit cans.
Oh my God.
Drinking a Yankees loss away.
How do you spell what he just said?
A lot of S's.
A lot of J's.
A lot of F's.
Z's.
John, I shot you tonight.
Rich Voss.
All right.
Holy shit.
So Cardiff says that John won the show.
Well, here's the
And
thing.
it's been.
I gotta ask you, Carl.
I enjoyed you. You won today, Stuttering John. You won today.
He didn't win.
Oh, thank you, but he's bringing up shit like from so many years. It's like, dude, that's the way you're gonna get me is bringing up shit from fucking 5, 10. Like, it's
John, all you do is talk about 30 years ago. 5, 10 is pretty recent for you. You haven't done anything in 10 years or more. And everything you talk about is, the fighting with Cabby 35 years ago. Baba Booey 35 years ago. Artie 20 years ago. So shut up.
Don't make me call the
Really?
hypocrisy police, John. You do the same thing.
no, but not anymore.
John's always got an excuse. He's always got an answer. He's like, oh, yeah, no, I've been an asshole for a while, but I'm not going to do that anymore. So no one else is allowed to now either. So this is a weird new angle that John's taking because the debate that I had with him yesterday, we brought up a lot of things that John's done in the past that would be hypocritical based on what he says now, which is how hypocrisy works. Something that you did in the past, then things that you say now. And John goes, well, let's not go too far back in the past. 18 months is the limit. If you go back further than 18 months, then it doesn't count. He just keeps making up these fucking rules. And I do have a few clips from that we'll talk about. But this is the sad thing. So, no more hypocrisy police. He's ending the show. He just started this show. It was the biggest hit he's ever had, to be honest with you. He's never had more viewers.
They do it like now, in this year or 2022. If you're gonna bring up a shit from 7 years ago, yeah, then we were all hypocrites.
Okay, so are you saying we're in a world now where we can start the clock today, August 15th? Anything before today, we're not talking about anymore. We're only talking about August 15th.
No. I'm saying if you go back 2 years, okay. But if you start going back 10, 20, 30 years, come on.
So recent history only.
Don't you agree?
I agree no history is relevant, but...
Okay, Howard was in blackface, right?
Yes.
So John immediately deflects. He's just like, have I said a bunch of shit that's very hypocritical? Yeah, but Howard wasn't blackface, and you have a gambling problem. It's always this shit where it's like, yeah, but what about?
Yeah.
What about this thing? So that's why I said 18 months. He says, okay, if it happened this year or 2022, then you're allowed to talk about it. But anything before that, no longer able to discuss these things because I brought up a bunch of things that made John a little uncomfortable when I was on the show with him. Now, Cardiff, how did you get John on your show? I assume you just sent him the link.
I sent him the link like I do many times. It's not
Every
the
day.
first link
Yeah.
I've sent John. I will admit to that.
Sure. Yep.
On YouTube, and he said, "Tell me your real name, and I'll come on."
Oh, right. He's so obsessed with that. We'll get into that because he really wants to know your real name. But I thought this was a fun little thing that happened because I don't know that he's joking about this, and you can tell me if he is or not.
F him. John, I am honored that you're telling me to go fuck myself. Thank you so much.
And I'm glad you're doing it on
By the
my
way,
show.
Cardiff, I hope you're going to pay me for this.
Yes, John. You tell me what you need, and I'll get you money.
Yeah, just give me like 200 for this.
Done. Absolutely
All right,
done.
thanks.
It's going to come through a third party, but it'll get to you.
No,
It'll be coming. I'm going to
Why
get
are
Tukey
you
to
so
send it to you.
private? Why are you so? Are you famous?
Well, yeah, it's Cardiff Electric.
Yeah.
You never heard of him?
It's the most famous podcast in the world today. Yeah. Obviously.
So
On the internet, Andy. Get it
Did
straight.
did you pay John $200? Are you planning on paying him $200?
I did.
You did?
I did. And David Chandler also paid John last night.
Jesus Christ.
So he
That's
did well.
unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Wow, good on you.
He
So-
did a great job keeping him on.
Yeah.
You know, he was
He's up for
gonna,
2 hours.
He was going to jump ship, and Cardiff just kept, you know.
Dr. Steve fucked it all up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, spoiler. We'll get to that. I have that clip.
Great ending.
Yep. So this is the thing. John, for whatever reason, needs to know Cardiff's real name. It's very important to him
His name's Spud.
that he knows his real name.
OJ, do you know my name? And be honest.
I do not.
Who cares?
You do,
Carter.
because you've made a big deal about it.
No, Carter, you're not getting the point. I like you. I think you're funny. You've been helpful to me. In
I'm
fact,
trying
you
to
sent
help.
me that background.
Yes. Twice.
Yeah, I know, but for some reason I didn't get it the first one. Well, I did, but then I guess I had you in spam and then went away. So now you sent me that today as helping me, right?
Yes.
Look at it. It's Eric Nagel's watching. It's like, is this real?
Yeah.
Is this real madness?
Okay. So for me, I go, okay, first of all, I know he's funny. And
then I chimed in
know-
out here. This convo was retarded. John
My
just
chat-
keeps. Go ahead.
My chat was the who's who of middle of the road podcasts.
We were all in it. We were all in here. And we're all going, what is it? I'm like, what is this conversation where John's just like, well, I like you, Cardiff, but you got to tell me what your first name is.
Do you like me?
It's so stupid.
Now he appears to be a good guy. So the only thing I don't understand is why you wouldn't, and I know you're afraid I would dox you, but I swear to my life, I would never do that. I would never even say the first initial of your name.
You're right.
And I believe you wouldn't intentionally, but accidentally
I
think.
wouldn't even do it accidentally.
John, you've given out your address.
When he swears on his life, that means he's lying. Swears on his kids, he's lying. Says if that's the fact, Jack, he's lying. He says that's the truth, he's lying. He's just a big liar.
It's on stream. How can I trust
Yes.
you with my information?
Good point.
Because I would delete the whole thing.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
even
right.
do it accidentally.
Yeah.
Is the funniest thing John said all day yesterday.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
I know how to avoid accidents.
What a fucking moron. And Cardiff, brilliant point. John's like, well, you can trust me with this information. He's like, John, you were the one who doxed your own address.
Yeah.
I brought this up to him on the show as well yesterday, that as he's showing off his house using Zillow before he brought all this crap in there, when it actually still looked nice, he had the entire address just showing up on his screen for many minutes. So stupid. All right. So I guess the question is, why does it matter if you know Cardiff's real name? I'll go on record as saying I do not know Cardiff's real name. I've never asked. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
It doesn't matter. It does
I've
not
been
matter.
in your house and you don't know my real name.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't care. I know where you live, but I don't know your real name. So the question is, why does any of this fucking matter to anyone?
If you gave me a name, Cardiff, I swear on my life, when you gave me a name, I would delete that, and so there would be no semblance of any of that.
What?
But why
So-
does it mean so much to you to know my name?
Because I want to know who the fuck I'm talking to.
It's just, my wife is practically calling me Cardiff half the time.
No, I don't give a fuck about it. No offense.
Hey, don't talk about my family.
Do you see? This is
Well played.
illustrating the point that Elisa was just making. John, just streaming from his house right now, this is fascinating. He's saying the dumbest shit possible. He's talking about how he's going to burn the evidence after he finds out the guy's name, however that works. You know, it
This
doesn't, none of
message
this
will
makes any sense.
self-destruct.
Right, yeah. None of this makes any sense. He's talking about how you had to send him my background twice because the first one ended up in spam, or I don't think he knows what spam means. 'Cause that didn't make any fucking sense. This guy's great. And actually, this guy is fantastic.
Carl's loving it so he can play this a billion times tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. I'm done.
Just once will do.
So he saw that I was in the chat, and he's just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now I'm very drunk on the internet, and Carl's probably going to clip this. Ding, ding, ding. I sure did. I sure did. All right, this is funny because John gets up to use the bathroom, which is the only light on. So there's a light on behind him. It's the only way that you can see anything. And it's from the bathroom. And of course, he's got these boxes and stuff. So when he gets up to go to the bathroom,
Oh, Panda Express.
Cardiff decides to go full screen so that we can see what's doing
It's
in this
very
house.
sad.
Make his, perfect.
So one of his bedrooms is just an air mattress and just a pile of boxes that looked like they were probably taped up by John. It's just masking tape
Or a blind
everywhere.
person.
It looks like they were dragged behind a car from California to Florida.
So that's the thing. When I asked John to get some light on him and take down the green screen, he goes, "Why? So you can make fun of the boxes?" I'm like, yeah. I also want to see there's a cockroach.
Do us a favor.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for here.
Nice bed.
The inflatable mattress is the best part.
It's great. This is what he thought he was going to have 2 chicks come over to this house.
How am I supposed to get a chick in this?
So stupid. All right, so then El Horrible joins the stream, and El Horrible does something that's very funny. He calls John a drunk over and over again,
great.
which is fantastic.
Who's that?
El
wrote that.
Horrible, our friend El Horrible.
Finally.
Another guy with a mask.
The great
guy with a
Dabbler.
Another guy with a mask.
Don't we all wear masks, John?
No, we don't. This
You're
is
not
me.
wearing a ugly
As ugly as I am, this
homeless
is me.
woman mask.
You can't even come in as yourself, you fucking coward.
I hope this isn't the moment that Bedabbler decides to get revenge on me and destroy this
All right,
moment
get rid
that
of
I'm
him.
having.
Get rid of him. I'll
They
leave.
really are fans.
I'll leave.
All
No, then tell him to show his face.
he doesn't need to show his face, John. We're all fans of him.
No.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back. All right. You're
do
drunk.
it.
Shut up, you're drunk. Hold
Don't
on.
do it.
Yeah. Get
Shut
rid
up,
of
you're
him.
drunk. Shut up.
Thank you.
All right. So what El Horrible left to go do is put on a second mask. So you pull this gag where he's like, all right, here you go. And then he's got the mask underneath it. He didn't get to that point, unfortunately, to do that to John. Not that John was paying attention. Because Dr. Steve joins, or should I say Myrtle. Myrtle joins the show. And I saw that Dr. Steve was chatting away. So, of course, I'm texting with him. And I couldn't believe this happened, that he was the one who scared John off the show.
You're a liar.
But that was yesterday, John. Today is a new day.
No, it's not yesterday.
Today,
16 minutes it'll be yesterday. It's not
I believe Dr. Steve is trying to
yesterday
join
works.
right now.
I like that, Steve.
Would you like to meet Dr. Steve? He'll.
Yes.
Oh, well.
And
thought
can
it
we
was
get
Dr.
rid of these two guys?
Hello, Dr. Steve Puppet.
No.
I was just gonna tell you.
All right, I'm out of here.
It's good to see
John,
old
hold on.
stuttering
This,
John.
this-
no.
this puppet really is Dr. Steve.
So John thinks he's getting pranked because nobody's showing their face on here. So, of course, this puppet shows up, and it is Dr. Steve. But this really throws John off.
You know he is.
Myrtle.
What's wrong? Wait, you fellas, I hope you had some good vittles tonight. I'll
Hey,
tell you
Jordan, it
that.
was a good time.
Dr. Steve, show your face before he leaves.
Before he leaves, Dr. Steve, please.
Yeah, we gave everybody content tonight, but
Dr. Steve, show your face.
Oh, wait.
Dr. Steve.
Well,
Let him
looks
go.
like John had him some corn squeezings. He
Really
shortly
is
did.
Dr. Steve. No, Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve's fault. But again, in fairness, Dr. Steve brought me into this world, and Dr. Steve should be the one to take me out of this world.
I sure am sorry. I ruined your show there, Mr. Cardiff. You sure are a good feller, I'll tell you that.
Jesus Christ. This is so insane. Even when I'm clipping this, I'm like, what am I doing with my life right now? This is what I'm clipping to play on my show, and I'm also fascinated by it. I was watching it live, and I watched it back again today.
Oh, yeah.
It's wrong.
You got, like-
Created this jackass.
Yeah, good point. I guess it does make sense that I'd be clipping this.
I think we get the classic moment of Tukey
Yes!
and Bedabbler.
Tukey joins the show, and for the first time, you see El Horrible and Tukey at the same time.
So many firsts on the Cardiff Electric YouTube
Why do
channel
I love
last
it so
night.
much? I don't know. I thought we were going to answer that today. I don't know if we did. But
No, thank you, Kinky.
I
I've
will
overstayed
say-
my welcome. I gotta go.
Dr. Steve,
I'll ruin it if I stay much
No,
longer.
you're more than welcome.
I'm not Dr. Steve. You will not ruin anything.
Oh, Tukey.
Oh, it's fantastic to see you, Dr. Steve.
My favorite.
Thought this was going to be a Tukey-free day.
No, that's a Tukey-free day is a bad day.
I realize that you can't see Bedabbler's lips anyway. It doesn't make any sense. I can have Tukey and Bedabbler.
My
The
greatest
world's greatest
moment-
ventriloquist.
So that was a rare treat.
The world's smartest.
Yeah. That sent me to bed with a smile on my face last night. Getting to see the behind the scenes of how Tukey actually operates. Did you know that that's how it worked, Cardiff?
No.
Yeah,
I really thought Tukey was alive.
Me too. I thought it was a monster. And then one more clip from Cardiff show last night, and that is a super chatter got Tukey to say something that's very exciting to me.
Go Bills!
That's right. Tukey's a Bills fan, everybody. That's very exciting. Okay.
He's more of an OJ fan. But
Aren't we all, though?
yes.
Oh my gosh, we were playing a clip. So I have a new show called Who Are These Broadcasters? It premiered yesterday. It's on our YouTube channel. We also put it in the feed for Who Are These Podcasts. We'll have our own feed soon. But we played a OJ clip, and OJ has updated his spiel. He used to say, "Hello, Twitter world," and now he's calling it X. He's the only guy I know who's actually buying into this X thing and not just calling it Twitter still. Hello, X.
Yeah. I liked, who is it, Eric Zane saying that the whole new generation of people that watch the show are pro OJ now.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
It's so bizarre. So he was saying that the younger people only know OJ from the recreated whatever that drama
American
was.
Crime Saga or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, so they're all Team OJ. It's so fucking funny. The rest are just like, he got away with murder. What the fuck is going on? Okay. So I just want to play a couple clips. Please, I'll put it up on our Patreon. It's still on John's YouTube channel right now. I don't know how long it's going to last there. But you can watch the full 2.5 hour interview I did with Stuttering John. There were times when it got a little frustrating for me because what John would do is when I would start asking him a question or going into something, he would just start reading super chats to interrupt me and to stop the conversation.
It's very selective.
I did get over that to varying degrees. We definitely got into some very important things. But I want to show you John's gotcha moment. I want to show you what John thought he was going to bring out to put me in my place.
And for the record, my entire
Okay.
3 hours is still up on my YouTube channel and will remain free.
Okay, very good.
As a
Check out
service to
Cardiff's-
dabblers.
Check out Cardiff's channel as well. So John brings on the picture of me in the cow bikini from my creep off consequence. John's new best friend, Vinny Paulino, sent this to John.
Oh, nice.
And John's like, oh, yeah. He's like, oh, I got Carl on this one.
And
Okay.
who made Vinny and John best friends?
Was that you?
Yes.
You're a real problem, you know that? I'm looking forward to the day when Tukey takes over for you and we see Tukey on all these shows. Too bad B. Dabbler actually has a life. Actually has shit to do.
I tried to explain to John yesterday that I've probably irritated you more than I've irritated John in the 2 years I've been doing this shit.
That's true. That's a good point.
Okay, now if Carl's supposed to be hetero, why is he dressed up like a cowgirl?
All right, first off, if Carl's supposed to be hetero, why is he dressed up like a cowgirl? A cowgirl? That's a dumb statement.
Gang, got
All
me
right.
feeling like a cowgirl.
Ice cream, yum.
Okay?
Do you want me to give the answer to this?
Okay, but look at that. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I know. It's not great. I agree.
Oh, look how chunky you are, you fat fuck.
John, again, making fun of my accent, making fun of my accent, and making fun of my weight are two things you should not do. All right?
Whoa, I'm great health.
You're fat and you talk like a moron.
I'm not
Talking about.
Look who talks like a moron.
I thought I made some good points at the end there. Really shut him down with that one. Yeah. One of my better arguments. Okay, so this is such a dumb argument because John's trying to say that I must be gay. Or else, why else would I be dressed like this?
Now,
You do know why that exists, right?
all I know is I would never dress well. I only did for the Stern Miss America book, but that's, but
It was a consequence for the creep off. We have a review
Okay.
girl who wore a cow bikini very famously on who are these podcasts, and so that was a
Okay.
consequence
Okay.
when I lost
Yeah.
on the creep off.
Sure.
I'm not
okay.
gay. It's
Yeah,
just something I do
okay.
to make sure everyone's protected.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, everyone in this chat knows that to be true. So
Yeah,
you doing
yeah.
that bit is not working right now, John.
Yeah, I'm
Everyone
sure
in
you-
here knows what's going on except for you.
Yeah, I'm sure you had it in your lingerie drawer. Space Ghost, thanks
Good
for the
one.
$2. Still looks better than you, hypocrite Sean.
Yeah, so John's really trying to play this thing. Like, he thought he had this whole thing. He's like,
Gotcha,
I
John.
got him now.
yeah.
It would be like you caught me sucking 8 dicks.
Yeah.
Is the way he treats this photo of me in a cow bikini that was obviously a consequence for the creep off. But he's just like, well, then why are the balls in your mouth if you're not gay, Carl? Okay.
Is 8 the gay number, Carl?
8 is, 7 is fine. 7 you can talk your way out of.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't even feel anything at 8.
So, it's a good joke right there.
Thank you.
All right, so John turns into a child here because I was annoyed he kept interrupting me with super chats. So then he has to start acting like he's so put off by me disciplining him.
Missed a lot of these, so I don't know what you want me to do. So you tell, I mean, I don't know what, like, you get mad if I read the super chats. I mean,
All right, go ahead. Let's get caught up then, John.
No, John, what do you want me to do?
I just said let's get caught up.
All right.
I can tell that you're a little bit razzled from what I just said.
About what?
You're a little razzled
Who,
because
me?
you know this episode exists somewhere.
I
And
don't
when
know
we
what
track it
you're
down.
talking about. I don't
When
care.
we track it down, your family. All right, I should have set this up. So, what I had just done before this is I had dropped the bomb. And I don't know if John knows this to be true or not, because from what I heard, he was very drunk on this Artie Lang podcast that he did that has never made its way to the internet. There's only a couple people who have heard this episode, but I've talked to one of those people who was there when it was recorded. And apparently, the guy who goofs on John's kids the most is John. There is a podcast of John and Artie Lang. It was right around the time that his child was transitioning, or maybe a little bit after that. And he was the one making all the jokes about it. And Dan Filato, who's a good guy who was producing Artie's show at the time, reached out to John and said, hey, do you want me to put this up? Because I won't if you tell me not to.
I wouldn't if I were you.
That's basically what he said to him.
Yeah.
And John was very drunk. He's like, it's fine, doesn't matter. So they didn't put it up. And then the next day, John Silverman went, dude, do not post that. And so he didn't. So there's this episode, and the way that Daniel explains this to me, he goes, oh, his family would not be happy with him if they heard the shit that he said on this episode. And I'm not trying to like tattle on people or rat people out, but it's just the fact that John is such a hypocrite talking about, you can't talk about my kids, but he's the first one to do it. And now he acts like it's the craziest thing anyone could ever do. So I hit him with that, and I hit him pretty hard. And he tried to change the subject, and I brought it back to that subject, and I hit him a few times with that. To the point where by the end, he's going, Carl, I was very confused, and I'm so bad at this. I think his daughter transitioned to his son. Okay. He's like, when my daughter came to me, and I didn't know about this kind of thing, and, it was all new to me. So
It's a cope thing.
you could tell already that John knows he fucked up, thinks it might get out, and so now he's trying to figure out a way to talk his way out of it already ahead of time. So this is where I'm talking about where he's kind of reeling here.
About what?
You're a little razzled because you know this episode exists somewhere.
I
And
don't know
when we
what
track it
you're
down.
talking about. I don't
When we
care.
track it down, your family's not going to be too pleased with you, my friend.
It was me on
And that's the fucked up thing, because I don't really care. I'm not a tattletale. But the fact that you go on there and talk about everyone bashing your kids and how terrible that is, and really you're the one who was doing it.
He was the first
it's
in
insane to
line.
me. It's so hypocritical.
On
You're such a
Artie's
hypocrite.
show?
On Artie
Artie's
Lang's
show?
podcast, yep.
I don't remember it at all. But
Yeah, well, you were pretty
what was
drunk.
I making jokes about?
You were pretty drunk. Well, you were making jokes about people missing certain private parts and things like that. So,
Well, it must have been a long, long time ago then.
oh yeah, a long, long time ago, back when you were in your early 50s.
Well played, sir.
Thank you. It must have been a long, long time ago. It was the Artie Lang podcast, 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
Long, long time ago. And that's why you saw when he went on Cardiff show, he's just like, and these people called me up for shit I did 7 years ago.
Yeah, if we're going to go all the way back to
When I was
7 years ago.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, all right. So then this goes on and on during the show where I bring shit up. He threatened a mob hit, and he brought John Gotti Jr.'s name into it. He's like, I'm hanging out with John Gotti Jr. That's why I threatened this mob hit. And then I read a note from John Gotti Jr.'s nephew, or John Gotti's grandson, John Gotti Jr.'s nephew, saying John's got to get fucking my uncle's name out of his fucking mouth. They do not have a relationship. And I read this whole note to him, and he's just like, I don't even remember doing that. Everything that I was telling him he did that's hypocritical. He's like, I don't even remember any of that stuff.
How convenient.
How convenient. He remembers everything on his second grade report card, but can't remember any of the things that he did that were fucked up. And then this happens.
Dang lizard, thanks for $2, John. Didn't you tell us about your perfect memory? Yeah, but not everything.
That's not what perfect means, John.
Yeah, it's not that perfect.
It's not that perfect.
It's not that perfect. It's perfect, but not that perfect. It's just a little bit perfect.
Perfect-ish.
When it suits me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so then John doubles down on the fact that I'm gay. And I think I had a pretty good comeback.
So
with
weak.
this.
Such a weak
I
premise.
know.
You're burying his ass on calls, running scare. No, if you claim you're not gay, but then you go out and wear that, maybe, look, just so you know, Bruce Jenner used to dress up like a woman, and Kim Kardashian caught Bruce wearing Kim's dress.
And what cereal box is he on now?
Oh, yeah, that was, I stopped doing that. It isn't appropriate anymore.
When did you stop doing it? 2 years ago?
No, about 7 years ago.
That's a lie. All right, that's another lie. Chalk
Why?
it up.
How long ago?
It was a couple years ago.
Yeah, all right. I said it 2 years ago. I don't remember, but I had to stop. I didn't, you know.
The punchline is Fruit Loops,
Oh,
everybody.
yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, it was.
Very sensitive Democrat here, John. Yeah, John, his entire act he wrote 20 years ago, and he still has been doing that same act every stand-up show he does. And now he's claiming, now, granted, he's not getting gigs anymore, so yeah, he hasn't said it very recently. But if he were getting booked to do comedy somewhere, he would be
do
saying
that
that's
joke.
part of his act. Is that, all right, here's my
Heck!
here's my last clip. This is just, he's impossible to understand, this guy. Correct, and we appreciate
Zero.
it.
Thank you for the $5. John is the ultimate victim. Grow up, John. Holy fuck. Oh, Carl, the one thing you have to show me, because you know that you're better at this than me,
Yeah.
when it comes to the technical aspect, I don't know how you figured out how the YouTube number, like you were able to figure out just as much, like how much I made.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was watching this live. I was cracking the fuck up.
I literally turned into the drop.
Wait,
what? Wait, what? The fuck are you talking about?
Parties Podcast, WATP.
Quarterfinalist in Haller, where he lost to Rafter. And semi-finalist in Tobin Bosch, where he lost to Gibbs. Time.
First set, Roger Federer to serve.
The first meeting between them, Federer to serve.
15 love. Pretty nervous on that one. Get the board, please.
That second serve getting up very high on the Sampras backhand.
14 love. Game Federer. First game.
Oh, what an impressive start by Roger Federer. Love service game, and I suppose there are some young men who are born to perform on centre stage, and he looks as if he's the hardened champion out here.
Yeah, Yes, that was a very impressive start. Roger Federer perhaps tipping his hand in that first game. Served 3 wide serves to the Sampras forehand.
Now that's quick.
15 love.
Very quick indeed.
love. Whoa. 13-15. 117-mile-an-hour second serve from Pete Sampras.
And another one right up at 130 miles an hour. So Sampras coming out and throwing down the gauntlet here.
Sampras. One game.
Peter, I thought the Battle of the Aces was supposed to be going on court 1.
Well, of course, that might be a rough match to watch, but these two players, great servers as well. Love 15. First actual rally of the match. And this we will see many more times this match. Roger Federer with a very, very powerful forehand. A lot of confidence in that shot. Oh. 13-15. Pete Sampras really was the guy who popularized that sort of forehand volley, almost flat. Many of the players now hit those forehand volleys almost flat, even a little topspin occasionally. But 14-13. You're going to serve wide to Sampras' forehand, make sure it's very wide.